Hi, it's Hot Rod, doing a kind of a video request, an unspecific video request. Jetfire on the forum, Jetfire72, I think it is, asked me to do more reviews of, or to do a few reviews of Cybertron toys. I asked him which ones he wanted and he never got back to me, so I'm just going to take a few random ones and chuck them in over the next few weeks. One of my one of the toys I was surprisingly liked from the line was the Unicron tank. Now, I went into Argos years ago looking for Bumblebee from the movie. It was around the time Cybertron was going to come to an end. They still had the dredges of stock, and they brought out. I asked for a customer review, and they brought out Unicron. And I was the second I seen it, I was like, I gotta get that, because I didn't expect to see that in Ireland, to be honest. And I'm glad I did, though I sold him and now I've rebought him again, so he's that cool a toy. I bought him with the idea of using his bludgeon with the Classics toys and the Universe toys, and I think he works for both of those lines, in so much so that I'm not going to bother with the Revenge of the Fallen bludgeon toy, because A, I think it's too big for the character, and B, I don't really think it looks that good. I could be wrong and I might see better pictures of it or something, but I think this works better as bludgeon for the Classics figures. I don't know, I didn't see all of Cybertron. I saw maybe a handful of episodes. There's an admission, because Transfan gave me all of the episodes on DVD and I've not watched them. So I don't know if this thing features in it, but it's basically it's Unicron in tank form, and I guess he's roughly the same size as Prime and Megatron and all the rest. The tank is kind of, it's a tank. It's very odd looking, but then again it is Unicron, so maybe it's supposed to. But it does carry over some of the features from the planet-sized version, in the respect of these kind of melee weapons for the robot mode actually kind of look like the ring that goes around the vehicle, or around the planet, and this likewise looks like the big hole that opens up to eat other planets. And these look like the two talons that should be on either side. So it does kind of retain some of the features of the original design. That being said, though, it is unique enough that it's worth double dipping if you have the Armada, Energon or Universe Unicron, because it's quite unique and interesting, and I just think it's a very, very well put together toy. I think it's very successful in what it's trying to achieve. He is a tank. He is littered with a lot of detail, and he's a tank in as much as up here are some treads, and then on the back are these huge wheels, which are kind of more like drag racer wheels to me, but he rolls pretty well on them anyway. The colour scheme is orange, but there's purple lining certain areas, like around the cockpit here and on the nose cone, and then some grids up here. The cockpit itself is it's translucent red to match the missile here. And then there's this radar dome on top, which is pretty cool. I don't know what it's there for, I just think it looks cool. The cannon is grey, and it's a brownish, it's not black, it's kind of a brown with black on the end here for where it's mounted to the, well, it's not actually, that's not black either, that's the same kind of brown mounted to the turret. And then the wheels on the back are the same kind of brown with this grey here. Oh, I think it's a really cool little vehicle. I can't complain about this. I think it's interesting. The reason it works as bludgeon is because A, the robot mode kind of has a touch of bludgeon to it, and then this is a tank, and it's unusual, and bludgeon was a tank and unusual. So I think that works, and I do like it. Yeah, very cool indeed. I like the missile here as well. It's nice and big, and it does fire. Though I wouldn't really call that. There we go. Ta-da! So we'll move on to the robot mode now. And there's the robot mode. Now I've displayed them only with one set of these plugged in, because they are quite big and they do obstruct the kind of general view of the figure. So there's your Unicron. The colour scheme is kind of much of a muchness. There's a bit more kind of greys and browns brought out in the figure, a little bit more red here. But overall you're getting the same kind of colouring. I did forget to mention though, this little kind of turret gun he has here, looks like kind of a rifle. It's on a ball joint, so you can actually kind of bend it and pitch it and put it up and facing down and stuff, which I think is a really cool little addition to the robot. It gives him a more kind of tooled up feel, and it reminded me of Predator. But you can see why I use him as bludgeon. I mean, he's got this kind of samurai kind of helmet going on with the skull underneath the helmet. I know it's Unicron's got the same thing going on, but without the skull, and I think with the addition of the skull makes it a little bit more bludgeony. These weapons, they don't combine, they just kind of slot in over and under the fist like that. And that's really about it for those, but you can put them in both. It's unfortunate that you can't kind of hold them like swords, because they're kind of weird, but I think they kind of work all the same. They're unique weapons really for a Transformers toy. The cannon is mounted and it can kind of turn a little bit and move up and down, and obviously being a Cybertron toy, he does have a key activated feature, which in his case is a chest Gatling gun right there. That's made of the same translucent red that the missile is made from. Hopefully you can see that there. But I don't like these being on either side, so generally I just sort of leave it closed. I think it looks better. Posability, everything's all ball joints, so you can kind of, even his kind of shins can be, even the shins can kind of be positioned and stuff like that. He can support his weight pretty well, and he does have a rotatable waistline. So you can kind of get out of them what you want. The knees bend, the feet kind of bend as well, though they don't pivot. The arms move in and out, up and down, and there's a little bit of rotation there as well. And the head obviously moves back and forth, you know, so you can kind of move that. Unfortunately that doesn't clip in place, but it's a bit loose. But once the head is out and the missile launcher is there, it kind of keeps it all together. So that's him really. He's one of my kind of favourites, and I wish I'd actually mentioned him when I was doing the Q&A. I actually prefer this guy to Galaxy Force Scourge or Cybertron Scourge. I think he just works it an awful lot better. He's got superb pulsability and he looks great. If you can find him on the second-hand market, buy him. I know a lot of people kind of scoffed at it on forums I was on around the time it came out. You got no reason to scoff. It's a great figure, superb posability, and he looks fantastic. So I'd highly recommend him. I do have more reviews to get on with, so I'm going to get on with those now, and you'll be hearing from me soon again. Bye.
You don't have to be crazy to do that, but it sure helps.